Today I want to share with you a tip on how you can stay motivated. For most people, it's quite easy to get motivated in the beginning when we're just in the early phases of starting something, but it's much harder to be able to sustain a high level of motivation throughout. So today I want to give you a very practical tool that you can try and apply in order to stay motivated, which is called the success log. A success log is basically a record of your successes, also your achievements and your efforts, and you make entries on a regular and daily basis. At times, and this is often the case with projects that take longer time, you might feel that so much time has passed and you feel like you're not making much progress and you're not getting anywhere. But by keeping a success log, you can see that you have been putting a lot of effort and that you have actually moved from point A to B to C. So each time when you make an entry or each time when you reread your success log, you are kind of giving a nod to yourself and telling yourself, oh, good job. Keeping a success log is very easy. You don't need to be a skilled writer and you don't need much time to do it. Ideally, you would spend only 2 minutes or even less. The crucial thing to keep in mind when you keep a success log is to make it generous, short, structured, and daily. Before I continue, I would like to show you how a success log could look like. This is a table I printed out using Word. It's a very simple table. So on the left side, you see a column for dates of 1 week, and on the right side you basically list down your successes, achievements, and efforts. So now I want to go into what I mean by generous. What I mean is that when you write down your successes, you have to try to get away from the conventional definition of success and dial down your standards a bit for the purpose of the success log only. Normally, what you would regard as a success is probably when you got your master's degree or you actually got a job promotion, and these are really great things that you would certainly celebrate. But let's be honest, I mean, how often do these things happen? Not often enough, right? So for the purpose of staying motivated, I would suggest to you to not only write down your bigger achievements, but also write down the small achievements, including your little successes and efforts that you make, progress that you make on a daily basis. For example, if you're about to write your thesis, what you could write on one day is, for example, I created 3 possible outlines, or I created a list of the 10 top research papers that I need to study in order to write my thesis. Or if you're about to start a new business, you could write down, I brainstormed 3 new product ideas. Or today I found out the legalities of starting a new business, and so forth. Or if you're looking for a new job, you could write down, I applied to 2 job ads today. You might have noticed that I've been using the term success, achievement, and effort very loosely and telling you to include all of these in your success log. So while these 3 might be different, what's important to keep in mind is the end goal of the success log, which is to help you stay motivated. So the main criteria here is that the things that you write down in your success log are things that are directly linked to the work that you put in, to something that you actively did instead of something that just happened to you out of the blue. Because what we want to do is be able to establish a link between the smaller steps, the smaller efforts and achievement, and the bigger picture. The next important thing to remember is to keep it short, and this might not be as easy as it sounds. So what you want to do is to limit the amount of words that you can actually write. What we want to avoid is that on one day perhaps you're in a good mood and you write a lot of things, you write 10 pages, and on the next day you just don't feel like it, you think it's too much work, and then you drop it and don't do it at all. So what I like to do and what I would recommend is, like I showed you earlier, just make a simple table in Word and print it out like this on a sheet of paper. So by doing this from the start, you really set a fixed limit to the number of words that you can write. If you know that it's just 1 line you need to fill out and it will only take you 1 minute or 2 minutes, then I think the likelihood of you being able to turn this into a habit will be much larger. The other benefit of keeping it really short is that it will be much easier to read in future, and that way it can be a much more useful review tool for you, because at one glance you can quickly see how much progress you made over several days, over several weeks. The next important thing is to keep it structured, and what this means is that try to pick several themes that are important to you right now in your life in order to avoid for you to going off track. So what are themes? Themes are areas in your life that take center stage at the moment. For example, you could put career or family or health. And I would really suggest you to try to stick to only 2 to 3 themes in the beginning for a certain time. So why is it important to keep this structure? So imagine that you didn't have any themes and would just randomly write about any successes in your daily life. So let's say today you're writing about how you managed to write 2 blogs, and then the next day you write about how you managed to bake a chocolate souffle, and then the next day you write about how you succeeded in teaching a new trick to your dog, and then the next day that you gained profit in the stock market. So while these things are of course very important, but there is no connection, there is no overarching theme. So in the end, when you collect all these entries, it will be difficult for you to establish any link. While what's important for motivation is that you want to be able to see a link between your effort in a certain thing and the outcome. You want to be able, in hindsight, to try to connect some dots between your effort and the result, and from there even possibly be able to extrapolate into the future what your next step should be. The next important thing is to make daily entries. The purpose of the success log is to provide you with a constant stream of motivation. Imagine it like a water faucet. If you want water to keep running out of the faucet, you need to be pumping water through it, otherwise nothing will come out. If you want to try and consistently maintain a high level of motivation, you need to keep feeding your success log on a daily basis. If you're curious to find out whether this method works for you, I would recommend you to try this for let's say 2 weeks and see what it actually does for you. I would suggest to simply use a piece of paper and put it on your desk or near your nightstand. So every night, pick a certain time, for example after dinner, spend 2 minutes of your time and make entries into your success log. I hope this tip was useful for you. Please share with me in the comments what your experience was with the success log if you tried it. This is only one of many different tools that you can use to try to keep yourself motivated, and I will make more videos to share with you other tips. If you don't want to miss out on any of my other videos, don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching.